Hi everybody, Sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama-reviews or ama-recaps. Siyaphinda-ke futhi sikhulume ngama-celebrities nama-YouTubers ethu akhona la eMzansi. Of course, you guys, we've been so focused on case Kasenzo Meyiwa that we have sort of forgotten ukuthi there's another important case that is going on right now. I remember there was an incident in Enyobeni Tarven where we lost so many young people's lives, and it wasn't clear what happened on that night, but we just know that we lost a lot of lives. There was rumors that there had been a stampede because there was a lot of people that were there at the tavern. Some people were talking about teenagers being pepper sprayed that night, but nobody is clear. Nobody could give a clear explanation as to what happened. How did these kids end up losing their lives? So obviously, if you lose 21 lives, there has to be somebody that is going to be held accountable for that. And of course, there is a case that is going on in our court system right now, and in fact on Friday they did have a court case or a court date, and we're going to go through this article and find out what happened. Okay, so this article comes straight from the Sunday World, and it was written yesterday, the 25th of November. Okay, it says that Enyobeni Tarven trial set down for April 2023. Okay. The owners of Enyobeni Tarven in the Eastern Cape, Vuyokazi Ndevu and Siyakwamkela Ndevu, appeared at the East London Magistrate Court on Friday, and the matter was postponed to April 25, 2023 for trial. The couple is charged with selling or supplying intoxicating liquor to persons under the age of 18 and convening with and permitting employees and agents to sell or deliver intoxicating liquor to persons under the age of 18. They have pleaded not guilty to both charges. The tragic event on the early hours of June 26 led to the deaths of 21 teenagers between 13 and 18 years. 21, guys. 21 people died on the same night. They had converged to celebrate the end of term 2 of the school calendar. Government pathologist Dr. Solomon Zondi at the time described the incident as the worst disaster he had ever had to deal with at the Brookwood mortuary. The stampede was ruled out as the cause of death. Luxolo Tshali, National Prosecuting Authority spokesperson, said another leg of the case relating to the deaths of the teenagers is still under investigation by the police, which is guided by the prosecutor. The NPA views that the case in a very serious light and has assigned senior prosecutors to guide the investigation as mandated by the Constitution to ensure that the evidence needed to bring those criminally liable for the tragedy are prosecuted to face the full force of the law, said Charlie. The families of the young children, some underage, the affected community, and the South Africans at large are anxious to see justice served for their children who died in such a tragic circumstances. The NPA is committed to victim-centered approach that prioritizes justice for crimes committed against the most vulnerable in our society, especially women and children. The memorandum for demands from the concerned families has been accepted by the prosecution with the commitment that, as per the NPA mission, will be pursued without fear and favor and prejudice. You guys, I'm really glad that, of course, like, this is not something that happened and then after it had happened and the children were buried, then everybody forgot about it, that some people are being held accountable. However, you guys, as it is clear from the article, the owners of the tavern are not being charged with murders of the children. No, they're just being charged because they did sell alcohol to underaged kids, allegedly. So that's all that they're being charged with. So as far as what the cause of death for those kids was and who is responsible for that, that is still under investigations. So that means that nobody has been charged with that yet. So I wish that they had already like found out what happened. Somebody must be held responsible, because yes, it is a crime to sell alcohol to underage kids, but for it to end up in so many deaths, somebody needs to be held accountable for that, you guys. I'm so glad that we're getting an update on this case. Hopefully next year in April. It seems like all of the court cases are being postponed to first half of next year now. I guess maybe the courts are closing for December. So if you have something that is outstanding that requires courts, it looks like you're gonna have to wait until next year, because everything is getting postponed until next year. Once again, you guys, rest in peace to all of the 21 children that passed away on that night. We hope, we pray and hope that one day somebody will be held accountable and responsible for what happened to them, and that proper punishment will be implemented, so that, you know, at least the families can get comfort that justice was served. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before you share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.